So we're going to do, excuse me, another logic video for my friend. Now, my first video was scrambled and all over the place. And that's probably going to be a running theme throughout my logic, introductory to logic, and it's behavior, the software's behavior. So my friends and my friend, let's just get something straight. This is all about not using the mouse, practicing without using the mouse, learning key commands so you can, look like you know what you're doing with those guys that are professional doing tutorials, clicking away, and you're like, oh, how did he do that? I'm not great, so I'm learning still. So I've included the key commands will pop up here, so let's just do one here. Capture recording. But I haven't even captured anything because I didn't play anything. So what is the point of this tutorial and this introduction? It's for my friend, and she is having trouble writing, let's say, in a linear fashion. She seems to be able to put 4 tracks down with 4 backup vocals and a guitar, 4 vocals, but it doesn't really, it only gets about 2 verses, if that. So this is for her. Here's the key command. O for loops. I'll hit it again because it is a toggle. I'm sorry that these are so rudimentary, but I'm trying to drill this into people's heads so they're not going like, oh, where's my Apple loops? Oh, is it this one? Is it this one? I don't even know which one it is, to be honest. I think it's this one. No, that's Project Media, which is F. Files, Project Media. You're going to want to not have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to me, but I'm trying to just stress the letters on the keyboard so that your workflow improves and these become second nature. So when you're looking for something to start writing with, she's always going to the drummer, add a new drummer track. And she ends up doing this. Let's put it in. I don't even know where it is. So let's do my style. What would I do? I'd go Option K to open up my key commands window. Drummer track. How do I insert a drummer track? Let's type in drummer, or part of it. New drummer track. I see it right here. It's a grade. It's what do you call it? I guess it's highlighted, but it's not selected. It's just grayed out here. New drummer track. Control Option Shift D. Now I'm going to say this right off the bat for anybody watching my videos. On a Mac keyboard, excuse me, when you look at your keyboard from left to right, it's Shift, Control, Option, and Command. I will never call the Option key the Alt key. I don't care about this nonsense. If it's a freaking Windows system or whatever, the bigger writing on that key says Alt in little letters and Option. It's the Option key to me. Now, they put the Shift key here in the 3rd position. So it goes Control, Option, Shift. When I look at my keyboard, I see Shift to the left, then Control, then Option, then whatever, letters. Forever and a day, I will always say this is Shift, Control, Option, D. Because when you go to type it, look how I type it. They're in this order. Shift, Control, Option. Look, it even bumps the Shift over to the wrong side. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. So let's just go ahead and do this though. So we know what it is, drummer. I want to close this window. Command W. There it goes. So here's what she does. She goes, so what was that? Shift, Control, Option, D. New drummer track. She does this. And she slows it down probably. And then she just writes to these long, boring things. So editor just removes that E. I'll just leave this on here for shits and giggles. I don't like that there's no power button on here. I don't know why that is. I think it's Option T to get into the menu. Yes, it is. I know it's a toggle. Just telling you this over and over so you guys get to not clicking the mouse. Option T, Option T. So let's put the power button on. And then Option T, get rid of it. Escape will get rid of it too. No, it won't. There you go, Option T. The power button has a shortcut. Is this the shortcut freaking video from hell? I think it's Option M. Let me just check that. So let's go Option K. Delete what's in there. Power. Oh, it doesn't. I think it's the on-off switch. On. On. Ooh, that's gonna have too many filters for just ON. Power. I thought it was power. No. Let's see if I hover over it if anything happens. On. I had set it up at one point as Option M. Track power, track on off. Let's try that. I'm doing this for a reason. Track. There it is right there. Oh no, that's current track automation. Oh, toggle. I love that. It says toggle. Is it global? Should be global. So let's put it a little more track on. How about track power? No, this is turning into a super long video for me to avoid clicking that power button. But this is why I'm going to continue with this video. It's called perseverance. It's called learning. You have to get through it. It becomes shorter after. Let's see here. Track. Dang, I used to know the... Let's try my old key command. I think I had one at one point. It was Option M. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. This is why you have to be... You have to persevere. Just try to apply this to everything in your life, as a matter of fact. So Option M, and it is a toggle, turns the track on and off. Let's double check something here to see what it's called. This is the reverse lookup. So we're already highlighted here in blue. This window's in focus. Let's type in Option M. And there it's highlighted. Toggle track on. Option M. I'm going to tab over to this window. Tab over to this window drawer. And Command W. And Option M. So I toggle. I'm just going to leave that track up there and leave it off to save resources. So back to my main point. This is for you, my friend. I won't mention her name. The letter O is the key command of the tutorial. It opens up the loop library. It closes the loop library. Paint a giant O in your studio, just above your guitar, your monitors, wherever. And when you hit it, you have a plethora. And that was the first time I used that word in a long time. A plethora of, I don't know, tools and sounds that are going to help you write songs and get creative ideas going. So you can go straight to drums, that are beats, rock, blues, oh, whatever. Let's go clean. Here they all are. These are MIDI versions of them. Two-step percussion 02. That's a MIDI region. You can what do they call it? Rehearse? No, just I forget the name. Was that audition? You can audition them by just clicking on them quickly. You know, French Prince of Bel Air. Okay, we're not writing that. It's been done. Okay. And instead of being really picky, it only takes a second. Grab one. Work in audio just for fun. Grab some audio. So, ambition beat. Well, there you go. You know, be ambitious. Let's grab it, click it, and bring it into the region, and just plop. You can plop it in any spot. It will create an audio track. And I'm just getting a Susan Martin's also commented on Margaret Michelle's photo. My uncle's birthday. Happy birthday, Zio. So now you're like, oh, this is cool. I can't see what I'm doing. All this is in the way. By the way, what the heck was this? It's driving me crazy. What did I say to paint on the wall? To my friend? Oh, get rid of it. You've created a region. It's not your drums, but it's audio, and it sounds like this. Pretty cool, in my opinion. Let's extend this to part 2 of the same tutorial. So I'm keeping my friend in mind here. So what could I do to show her something right now that would be productive in the workflow? Well, this really isn't related, but I like this command. I think it's Shift Control and drag outside of a region. Let me redo that. Let's see, this is the thing. It's all about behavior. So let's get this. Here's one of my favorite ones. Is it Option? Yeah. So if you hold Option down, you get the, what do you call it? The magnifying glass. So if I do this, mosquito. So Option, magnifying glass. So I want to work on this section of it. So I'm going to go Option, click, and drag, and zoom into it. So I want to show you this trick. It's unhighlighted. D will deselect. So instead of clicking in the middle of this range here to get rid of the selection, hit D. D will deselect, and it's handy because you're going to be going D, Z a lot. That will put your whole project into focus. I think Option Z returns to the old. Oh no, that's interfering with my silly mouse thing. Okay, so let's get this close again. So I want to show you. So here's the trick. You hold Shift and Option. See how it goes Option and Shift. Shift, Option. Click in the region anywhere and drag outside the region, and you will create a fade. And that is not what I wanted to do. Is it Shift Option? Is that Shift Control? Okay, we're learning. So let's do that again. Let's put this up top so we can see it. Shift Control. Shift Control. Shift Control, click, and drag outside the region. Creates a fade. The reason I'm showing you this is for two things. This will slowly fade the region out without doing any automation. But what I also like, there's a couple other tools here. You can curve the fade. I've already got it set up in my tools to do so. That cursor, I can't zoom in on the cursor. That cursor will move the fade back and forth. What's that one do? Okay, I knew it did that. It just appears really quickly. Usually it appears here. This will set the, the speed of the fade. That'd be slow. And then drops right off. This would be a little more abrupt. And the last thing I'm going to show you is if you right click in this fadey, shady area, you see, not this part, it'll bring up, oh, actually it is going into the fade. I'm surprised about that. Let's deselect that and check again. Oh, it's still asking about the fade. You'd think it'd be talking about the region. Yeah, see here we're within the region. And this is the reason why I'm doing this video, is because of behavior. So let's see something here. The fade starts here. So if I click on the left side of the fade, it talks about the region. Then you goes into, let's click on the right side of this point. And it deals with the fade, because this is the fade area. Very interesting. How about clicking in the shaded area? Well, you get what you predicted would be a slow fade menu. So, note to self, if you want to edit the fade by right clicking, will control clicking do that? Yeah, that's true. Control clicking does that. I'm not a big fan of that. I usually right click with two, but control clicking is the same thing. So right clicking or control clicking to the left of this point will give you region options. To the right of this point, right here, let's put the playhead there. That's where the fade's initiated. Let's control click this side. You get fade options. Now let's just double test this again. So we take this, let's extend it out way over here. Now, let's put the playhead near it. Let's try that again. Control click on this side, region options, control click on this side, fade options. So you don't have to be in the gray area, it can be in the blue or the gray. It just has to be past where the fade is initiated. This is all about behavior. So you get this, you get it, you're done. No hiccups. Right clicking, so control, I like the control click. I never used to do that. So let's control click to test the fade. What I wanted to show you about the fade out is this can be considered a fade or can be considered a slowdown, which is really cool. Turns red. Let's test if it, yeah, it still works with, that's cool. Turns red. What's it do? It slows the audio track down. Telling you, it can make you sound a lot more creative than the normal bear. Oops, I just accidentally moved that. Control Z, undo. Now here's a really good tip on auditioning stuff and listening back to when you get a little more involved into your mixes. For instance, I want to re-audition what this new change sounds like. So I'm going to put the playhead here. Doesn't matter where I put it, but before it. So I'm going to just put it in this arbitrary place right there. I'm going to hit play with spacebar and take a listen. Okay, here's the tip. That sounds pretty cool. I think it's a little too fast, so let's just change it for no reason. Let's just move it along. Now, I want to play right now from that original position to audition the exact same section. I want the playhead to go back to exactly where it was and start playing, which was like around 2, 3, right around here. Really strange spot, but I want it to go there and play this so I can listen. The trick is not shift play or shift spacebar. That would go to the start of this region. Option spacebar. I set this up, I think, a long time ago. You can do it too. Super handy. No one talks about this. Option spacebar. Okay, let's listen to it again a lot longer. Option spacebar. that was too long. Let's adjust it again. Kind of like that one. Option spacebar. That is the lesson of the day. Let's call it looking at the loops. Letter O for your loops. Here's your region. You just drag it in. It'll create an audio region for you automatically. How do you put in a fade? Let's remove this fade. Control click. Remove fade. They still call it a fade even though it's a slowdown. To put in a fade, it's Shift Control. Click into the region and pull out. You can do it on multiple regions, but we're just learning this at one at a time. For some reason, it's still red because it was still on a slowdown, which is fine. I'm liking that control click. Let's put it to a fade. Option play will still work from where it was, but it was a little too far. So let's put the playhead in a new position. I'm going to just take you to this Option K to key commands, and I want to show you what the name of, like, what is the name of that key command, Option Play. Let's look it up. Option Play. Option Space, sorry. Stop or play from last position. This is a crucial navigation tool. I apologize for the rudimentary approach I'm bringing to this tutorial, but I want people to be able to move quickly so that their creative juices keep flowing. Tab over to this window, window drawer, Command W. Thank you for being patient and listening. I hope it's ingrained in your system, and I hope that you will make really cool music that goes something like this.